In this video, we're going to talk about parent functions. So key concept. What is parent function? They're the most basic functions. It means based on them, you can create more complicated functions. Okay? So parent functions are the most basic functions. So we're going to learn 5 of the parent functions, and they look like this, and the corresponding equations for that graph. So why do I call that these equations or these functions are the most basic ones? Because you can see inside of each of the equation, you can only see x and y, x and y, x and y, x and y, x and y. Okay? And no more other numbers inside of the equation. Some of you tell me, hey, I see a number inside of the equation. No, this is not a number. This is a little 2. It is a function. It means x squared. But you don't see 2x squared or x squared plus 2, such as that kind of number, right? So inside of this equation, you only have the relationship between x and y. No more other numbers. Some of you tell me this is a number. No, this is a symbol, means cube. Okay? So by looking at the 5 equations, you see all of them are the most basic equations because inside of the equation, you only have x and y, no more other numbers. Okay? And these basic equations and the corresponding graph are called parent functions, okay? Parent equations. And based on this equation, we're going to generate transformed equations later. Okay? So let's look at the name of each of the basic function and equations. Okay? So for the equation y equals x, the picture of it is a straight line going through 0, 0. And this equation is called linear equation or linear function. Okay? So for the second one, y equals x squared. So the corresponding graph is a parabola going through 0, 0. And this function or equation is called quadratic equation because it is y equals x squared. And when you see the square, you know it is quadratic. Next, parent equation is y equals square root of x. And the corresponding graph is this, like half of an arm going through 0, 0. And the name of this parent function is called radical function because the symbol square root is called radical symbol. Okay? The next equation is y equals x cubed, and the corresponding graph look like this, going through 0, 0. And this basic parent function is called cubic function because of the cube here. Okay? The last one is y equals absolute value. The toolbar is called absolute value of x. Okay? And the corresponding graph look like this, going through 0, 0 again. And it is called absolute value function. Okay? So look at these 5 graphs. You see the common thing between them is all of them are going through 0, 0. So when you see this, basically you can decide this is a basic parent equation or function there. Okay? So next, let's graph each of the parent function. So you can use the online graphing website to do this. So let's click on this. Hopefully it will work. And copy and paste. So let's graph each of the parent function to see if the picture really look like what we just saw. So the first linear parent function is y equals x. So you see the graph for y equals x is a line, so it's linear parent equation. The next is quadratic function, which is y equals x squared. Okay? and it is a parabola going through 0, 0. The next parent function is radical function, which is y equals square root of x. So let me see, how can I put it here? So square root of x. So you see it is going through 0, 0, and it is half of an arm. Okay? The next, and this equation is called radical function. And the next parent function is cubic function, which is y equals x to the power of 3. And it is going through 0, 0, and it's this kind of shape. Okay? And the last parent function is absolute value function, which is y equals absolute value of x. You see it is a V shape going through 0, 0. Okay? So I have graphed each of the parent function, and the goal for today is when I give you a basic parent function, you're going to give me the corresponding basic shape and vice versa. So let's work on this problem. Absolute value function is a V shape. Cubic function is looking like that. Okay? Radical function is half of an arm. Quadratic function is a U shape. Linear function is a straight line. And that is what you need to do for parent function to match the basic equation and its basic picture. So that's it about parent function.